Okay, so hey, this is me, Smitty. At least that's what everybody likes to call me. And we're gonna have a little talk about solar. I've done a few of these videos, and I'm a solar professional, and I sell and design solar here in Nevada and California mostly, even though I can do it all over the country. But those are my two main focuses. So I've done a video before. You can find it on YouTube, and I'll provide a YouTube channel or something like that in the future as we move forward here. But the video was about the 3 ways you can purchase solar. And it's very basic. It's either you pay cash if you're fortunate enough to be able to have several tens of thousands of dollars laying around. You can get a loan, which is not practical these days because of the interest rates. Back when it was 2%, made perfect sense. And the other way, the more popular way, is the PPA, which is a power purchase agreement. And basically all that is you're agreeing to produce solar power from your rooftop. In exchange, you get a cheaper bill from the power company, as opposed to if you pay cash. You basically don't get a bill. You get a bill for the meter that's going to always be attached to your home, which is about $12 to $18 depending on where you live. Today, what I want to talk about, though, more importantly, was door knocking. That is a wide-ranging subject because when you think about it, door knocking is the backbone of sales. It's the backbone of America. It's the most direct way to reach out to people and provide them information. You remember the Fuller Brush man, you remember the Avon lady, you remember the encyclopedias were sold door to door. Vacuum cleaners, Hoover vacuums, those were sold door to door. It's probably the most successful way to directly sell. Solar is not like you can pick up a telephone or go into your local store and buy solar. Kind of doesn't work like that right now. And there's a ton of companies out there right now. It's very competitive. And then couple that with door knocking, that's going to open the door in this day and age to a lot of fraud. And a lot of these sort of mom and pop companies, same as cell phones. There was a cell phone company on every corner in the beginning of the cell phone revolution, and now it's boiled down to a few companies that do it. It's going to end up being the same way with solar, but we're going to go through some growing pains together. The most important thing that I want to stress today is do not let door knocking or fraud or anything like that deter you from doing something that makes perfect sense. Solar is the new paradigm. It's not going away, and you're going to get a lot of misinformation, but the truth of the matter is, what's not to understand about having a bill that's manageable? With the power company, we've been conditioned to get used to our bill's going to go up in the summer, and it's going to go down a little bit in the winter, but it's always going to be fluctuating, and there's really no way to control that expense. So how the hell are you going to budget every month to pay your bills? Now you're having to, maybe rob Peter to pay Paul. Most of us do. So solar is a good way to lock in a rate. Have it guaranteed for as long as you like, up to 25 years or more, and get a handle on your expenses and control your budget better. And this is great for young people, young homeowners, and people with families. So very important. So back to my original point, when someone knocks your door, and you do have an interest in solar, which I hope you do, it's a sensible thing to do. Just understand who you're talking to, do your research, and Google the company and focus on their viability as a company. How long are they going to be around? Are they strong? Do they have, look at their stock. If they're traded on the stock exchange, what you want to look for is, does this company have operating cash? Okay. The company that I work for, which I'm not even going to mention to you because I like to be competitive. I believe in who I work for, and I think is one of the best companies in the country right now. And they're not going anywhere for a long time. I think they're going to be one of the industry leaders. However, the company that I work for has over $1 billion in cash, so they're perfectly able to operate, and there's no threat of them not being able to pay their bills. We just had a company filing for bankruptcy. Won't mention any names. It rhymes with SunPower, and this company did not have enough cash to operate anymore, so they had to file for bankruptcy. That will affect you because now you're going to have, if you have done business with this company, now you're going to have to deal with who's going to manage your whatever account you have with them, whether it's a cash account or you're on a PPA or you took out a loan. Okay. So my most important point here is, do your research, but absolutely do investigate solar, because eventually you're going to have it. It's just going to make sense because power rates are not coming down. In fact, have you ever heard of your power bill going down? Okay. Or have you ever heard of your gas bill going down? You know, your utilities they just don't. And the power company is very reliant on natural gas in order to produce power to get it to your house. The power grid is just an old, antiquated, you got these giant poles that are carrying power down these lines, and it's reduced down to eventually a wooden pole that's sticking up somewhere in your backyard that you don't even recognize anymore, delivering power to your house. Well, those days are going to be fall to the wayside, just like telephones did. I had a young lady who had a hardline telephone in her house for many years, and she was paying $40 a month for a phone that she doesn't even use anymore because cell phones knocked all that out. The paradigm of cell phones coming on board, it knocked out, remember the recording machines that you had hooked up to your phone? It took care of that. It knocked out Kodak. You don't need cameras anymore because your phone takes better pictures than any expensive camera that you can buy. And it also knocked out pagers and all sorts of things like that. Solar's doing the same thing. Power companies will be a thing of the past very soon, and we will all be producing solar from our rooftops in short order. Think of it as the selling part of it as Henry Ford trying to convince people who are used to driving horse and buggies to buy this newfangled car, these wheels that had an engine that propelled it. People were extremely resistant because, they got their horse that they feed, and it shits all over the, barn and whatnot, and it takes them to and from the store. And it didn't catch on until it started making more sense to everyone. You don't have to you feed a horse and it poops everywhere and you got to bathe it and clean it and so on and so forth. Yeah, you kind of have to do the same thing with a car, but it's a much cleaner operation. It gets you where you need to go a lot faster. So it makes sense. It's less expensive to operate a car than it does a horse and buggy. And that stands true today. So again, back to paradigms. We are in a new paradigm. Solar is the new paradigm. And it's something that you should not listen to the negative hype about it. People are saying all kinds of weird stuff, and there's news and information is just weird today. But stick to the facts. Solar is real. It makes sense. There's a lot of companies out there competing for your business. A lot of them, a telltale sign is they will try to sell you for cash, or they'll try and get you a loan. And you don't want to do that. The PPA is a fantastic thing to investigate because it really does help you manage your costs, and you'll have a lower bill. It's the same amount every month, doesn't change. I think most of the companies do a 2.5 or 3% escalator every year to keep up with the cost of living. But they service your panels, and if anything goes wrong with them under the PPA, the Power Purchase Agreement, for up to 25 years, anything goes wrong with any of it, the company takes care of it. It's their responsibility. So all you worry about is paying the bill, right? So that's all I have for today. Please feel free to respond to me with any questions that you have about solar. I'm happy to look at any power bill and provide you a free design and show you what you might be paying for solar should you decide to get it at your home. That's the stuff that I do all the time. There's no obligation involved whatsoever. If it makes sense to you, we can go on to next steps. However, again, my information is you can reach me through messaging me or asking any questions that you like, and I'm happy to help. Happy solar hunting, and I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday season and a happy new year. Thanks a lot. Bye.